Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. As we all know, there is a recall petition currently ongoing in Rutherglen and Hamilton West. People are ticking away nicely. If at the end of the process 10% of the electorate have signed this petition, then of course that will trigger a by-election, and it looks likely that that's going to happen. Both Labour and the Tories say they have got the support to do this, so it's just a matter of getting people in to actually physically sign it. Although they are being a bit shady about the times in which the office is open. Only 9 till 5 on a weekday when people are working, and only for about 2 hours every other Saturday. It seems a bit deliberately, difficult for people who are in the town to actually get in and sign this petition. Makes you wonder who decided what the opening time should be. But in the light of this, Humza Yousaf has sort of been wandering around and travelling and saying various things about the potential by-election. And he's a bit deluded. But I think he's also forgotten that Margaret Ferrier of Rutherglen has been thrown out of the party because of what he said. He says he's confident the SNP can hold the seat. They don't have the seat. It's an independent seat. You're the head of the party. How do you not know this? Anyway, we'll take a look at this article and then we'll wonder why I keep saying Margaret Rutherford. Anyway, here goes. So Humza Yousaf says SNP support in Rutherglen and Hamilton West is rock solid. Well, rock solid doesn't mean that you got a lot of them. It just means the ones you have aren't going to waver. I don't think you're going to have enough if it does go to a by-election, which it probably will. So Humza Yousaf said, and this is the line that got me, he is confident the SNP can hold the constituency of Rutherglen and Hamilton West. How can you hold what you don't have? He could win it from an independent, but he admitted his party would face a tough challenge if a by-election is held there. You'd be finished. Honestly, Labour, if there is a by-election, Labour will take it. With a recall petition currently underway, after Margaret Ferrier, the MP for the area, was suspended from the House of Commons for 30 days for breaches of COVID rules, voters could force a by-election to oust her from her seat. And they've got this open, everyone's signing the tick, 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 even though they're trying to limit the hours in which it can be signed, because people are undoubtedly going to sign it, and so they need to protect Margaret Ferrier as long as they can, so they limit the opening times. Mr. Yousaf said it'll be a tough by-election, there's no getting away from that. It'll be a horrendous by-election if you're SNP. Labour have been campaigning hard in the seat, hoping to capitalise on a fall in support for the SNP in the polls, which has come as the party faces high-profile police investigation into its finances and other things. And don't forget, you've got a lot of the sex scandals coming up now. You've got the Jordan Linden thing they're looking into. And let me tell you, that goes all the way up to the top, to the very top of the party. So that is going to be another thing that they're going to really struggle with. How are the police going to try and spin that so that it occurs now that they're doing it now? But how can they drag it out until any decision is made after the next election? Crazy, isn't it? Well, that's what the police are going to have to try and do under their political paymasters. There was also public outcry after it emerged Miss Ferrier, who was elected as an SNP MP but now sits as an independent, took a train from Scotland to London and spoke in the House of Commons while she should have been isolating while waiting for the results of a COVID test. And so the people in Rutherglen and Hamilton West will be looking at very much a do as I say, not as I do, and she was SNP at the time, looking at the investigation into the finances, looking at the investigation into the sexual behaviour of other members. They'll be seeing the general level of sleaze and corruption that seems to be at the forefront of this party now. And a lot of them will drift away. I think there'll be a lot of complacency and a lot of them will drift away. And I think Labour will definitely capitalise on that and they will take those votes. And it will be absolutely a Labour win. Anyway, the Scottish First Minister and SNP leader told PA Media, I've been speaking to residents, doing a lot of canvassing, and support for the SNP is very strong here. I'm hopeful, I'm confident that we will hold on to the seat here for the SNP. Our support It's absolutely rock solid from the doors I've knocked over the past few weeks, and indeed here today. Yes, but you can guarantee you'll have only knocked on the doors of known supporters, because your wonks won't be letting you knock on the doors of people who will tell you to go F yourself. Anyway, he says, we're not complacent. We know it'll be a tough by-election. There's no getting away from it. Tough. You are going to lose this big time. You have no concept of the tsunami of crap that is coming your way. And this will be only the first of many tests. I mean, absolutely, you will see it election after election after election, test after test after test. You will have been measured, and you will have been weighed, and you will have been found wanting. He says, for all the circumstances that surround this by-election, it will be a tough one. That's why we don't take a single vote for granted. And that is why I am out here personally working hard to secure as much support as we can for the SNP. It won't be enough, matey. Ms Ferrier has urged locals in her constituency to not sign the recall petition, saying her constituents are her top priority. She says, I made a mistake for which I continue to apologise, and I have faced severe punishment. Not enough, though. Not enough. She said, it has not deterred me from doing right by my constituents and continuing to fight on their behalf. If you want to do right, resign. She said, I hope my constituents will recognise this. They recognise someone who's a hypocrite and a liar. That's for sure. Under parliamentary rules, MP who are suspended for 10 sitting days or more are liable to face a by-election, but only if 10% of their constituents sign a recall petition. It's open and we know that they are signing, and it's a slow drip because of the timings, but they are signing. Hopefully very soon they'll get that 10%. Doesn't take much. Anyway, I shall round off there. I shall come up and we shall finish the video. Personally, of course, I'd like Margaret Ferrier to actually stand again. She may pull a few of the SNP supporters who gave her support the first time away, and then if any SNP official candidate stands, they'll probably have a reduced vote, split that vote, and then it's anybody's game really. But I think even on a head-to-head, I think at the moment Labour would probably get the seat, and that would be utterly humiliating for Humza Yousaf, because that would be his first big fail as a leader. I mean, he's had lots and lots of fails, but they're all sort of low-level fails as leader. But this would be his first actual proper test as a leader, and he would fail it, and fail it big, hopefully. We'll have to wait and see. But we will know. It's another 4 weeks, and then they'll call the recall petition, give the results. But I think they'll have definitely hit the 10%, and so it will be the election. That's when it starts getting interesting, of course, because if Ferrier stands, you can guarantee a Labour win. If she doesn't stand, I think it'll be close. I think Labour will still win it, but I think it'll be closer. But if she does stand, it means Labour wins with a big majority. And that's the important thing. Anyway, I shall round off there. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well. And if you're in Rutherglen and Hamilton West and you haven't signed the petition, run along this week and sign the damn thing. Goodbye.